Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's fireside chat. AI in consulting. Is it an enhancer or a replacement? I'm your host, Archita Dubey, and I have to say, I'm genuinely excited about this one. We're tackling one of the most important questions in business right now. AI is no longer a side note, it's reshaping industries, boardrooms, and the very tools we use every day. But consulting is different. Built on trust, judgment, and expertise, it raises a defining question. Will AI amplify the role of consultants or quietly replace them? To help us navigate this, we have with us someone who truly sits at the intersection of transformation. Rajiv Saraff, Managing Partner at Kyoho and CEO of IPO Group. At IPO, Rajiv has scaled the group to a $50 million enterprise with 5x revenue growth, leading at the crossroads of technology consulting, digital innovation, and revenue acceleration. His work has spanned APAC, MENA, North America, the UK, and the Europe, guiding global businesses through complex markets and unlocking real growth. But his vision doesn't stop here. As managing partner at Kyoho, Rajiv is shaping a new future for consulting, one where expertise is not just available but verified, trusted, and truly global. He's spearheading how Kyoho is positioned as the platform that bridges AI speed with human accountability, creating an ecosystem where consultants thrive and clients act with confidence. Rajiv, it's a privilege to have you here with us today as we dive into this defining moment for the future of consulting.
Thank you so much, Archita. I'm really excited to be a part of the current conversation. So I'm really glad that you guys have invited me for this conversation. And absolutely, you're right. And this isn't about conversation, to be honest. So what I've seen, it's not about technology. It's actually a very soul of consulting. So AI will rewrite the rules of data, speed, and efficiency. But consulting has never been about information. It has always been about interpretation, accountability, and trust. The real question isn't whether AI will actually change consulting, but to be honest, as per me, it already has. So the question is, will consultants rise to amplify their impact with AI, or actually fade into the irrelevance by ignoring it? That choice will define the next decade of our profession for sure.
That's just so great. So let's start broad here. Consulting has always been about human expertise, judgment, and relationships. But now, AI is starting to shift the landscape. From your point of view, Rajiv, how do you see AI shaping consulting right now? Is it a hype, a disruption, or a true opportunity?
So to be honest, I have been a part of a lot many AI transformations for last few years after my when I moved to London from India. So to be honest, AI for as per me is not hype. So it is definitely a tectonic shift, and it isn't about changing consulting. It's actually empowering us to architect the next era of business strategy, where possibility can be mapped, accelerated, and scaled in ways which we have never imagined, to be honest. So it's incredible to see at what processing speeds we are actually processing massive data sets and actually spotting trends and patterns at speeds which we can't even compete with and we can't even think about. But consulting has never been about raw data alone, Archita. So it's always been about context, interpretation, and most importantly, accountability. So the danger to me, to be honest, what I feel is that when we confuse information with insight. So we all know AI can provide information to any extent that you can think of, but consultants definitely provide a lot of meaning. They take that information and turn into advice the leaders and the strategic hierarchy can actually act upon. So yes, for sure AI is a disruption, but it's disguised as an opportunity, and the winners will be the consultants who translate the AI's raw speed, a magnanimous speed, into a contextual wisdom. That's what I believe.
That's a great way of putting it. AI has possibility but not wisdom, which brings me to my next question. Some say clients themselves are actually the ones pushing consultants towards AI. Do you see this more as client driven demand or consultant led adoption?
So if you ask me my own personal experience, it's been both, to be honest. So clients, so being aware of AI are actually demanding a lot more faster, sharper answers at the moment, right? At the same time, forward looking consultants are actually adopting and embracing AI to stay relevant and indispensable. And the reality is this, that the AI won't be able to replace the consultants, but consultants who ignore AI will be replaced by those who embrace it. The best consultants will treat AI like a co-pilot, removing noise so humans can focus on nuance, and that's where the true value lies.
I love that. AI as the co pilot. So, if I pin you down on this, what's the one thing AI does really well and one thing it absolutely cannot replace?
So what it really does well is scale. We all know that AI has a limitless option to process, to automate, and to predict. And to be honest, AI definitely outspaces us with by miles. To be honest, but scale isn't about strategy. The line AI can't cross is judgment in messy and human context. Trust, persuasion, empathy, accountability. Uh, you know is something where the consultants or humans, to be honest, can remain irreplaceable. And we all know that AI can draft for you, but humans can always direct. And that's what that's what is the irreducible edge.
Very well said. So, let's go a bit deeper into this. Some people argue if AI can analyze, predict, and even suggest strategies, why do we still need consultants?
Because AI outputs options, so consultants own outcomes. So true consulting isn't about producing a report. We all know that. It's about guiding transformation, shouldering risk, and navigating the politics of change. So AI doesn't take responsibility, but humans do. We all know that. If consulting were only about assembling information and producing reports, then yes, AI could replace that layer. But true consulting is not about transformation, it's about guiding organizations through uncertainty, carrying accountability, and inspiring a change management within the organization. So that requires human judgment, empathy, and trust elements, which AI can't replace. AI can replace tasks but not trust. That's where the main essence of a human intelligence overpowers the AI.
That was informative. So, if I'm a business leader, should I think of AI as a tool, a partner, or a competition?
Oh, definitely a partner, I would say, without any doubt. And AI actually expands our lens, Archita. So, but it doesn't actually lead, to be honest. So, best consultants will always use AI to cut noise and sharpen their insights when they spend their where they spend their energies, where machines can't actually, right? So, moving leaders, building consensus, driving change. As I said, the uh, human element of running a business or a mandate can always be done by a human. But definitely AI can always help in leveraging faster data, deeper models, and sharper insights for sure. But they'll spend their energies where machines can't compete, like influencing leaders. So someone who is thinking about a change management or orchestrating a lot of change, and crafting strategy which is rooted in human realities. The future belongs to consultants, as per me, who definitely harness AI as a creative partner, shaping solutions or maybe data driven transformations, and leading clients directly to a new market frontiers.
And what about those who resist, the consultants who just don't want to adopt AI?
See, frankly, they risk irrelevance. As I was earlier also telling you, Archita, that if you don't embrace AI, you're going to get irrelevant in the market. Then you will not be able to upskill yourself also. So it's a huge knowledge database for all the humans, all the consultants all around the world. But ignoring AI is like ignoring the internet, how we used to do it in 1990s. I personally come from, like, I'm come from the same era. So we it used to be a privilege that time, but it was an essence at the end of the day. So clients won't tolerate inefficiency these days when accelerated clarity is possible. So the consultants who will survive are the ones who marry AI's scale with human intelligence and nuance. That blend is the new competitive advantage for sure.
Marriage of AI scale with human nuance. That was great. So, and I guess this is where Kyoho comes in, right? Because with AI tools everywhere, it's getting harder to know who's a real expert and who's just using the right prompts. So, why do you think a platform like Kyoho matters right now?
So in the AI era, we all know trust is the ultimate currency, Archita, right? So whoever is listening to this podcast, or anyone can actually generate polished, authoritative sounding context in seconds. Even I do it. Probably you might also be doing, but that doesn't make you and me credible, right? Kyoho provides the verification layer. Unlike a lot many platforms globally, uh, it doesn't replace human judgment, it elevates it. Leaders can act with confidence because they know the advice is backed by proven experience. So, that credibility, knowing that the consultant on the other end has been vetted, validated, and proven, is what builds confidence in an age of uncertainty.
And do you think AI is making it harder for clients to separate genuine experts from the noise?
Oh, absolutely. The barrier to looking like an expert is lower than it has ever been in the past. So, with AI, almost anyone can create content that looks authoritative, as I earlier said, right? So, the challenge is what appearance is not that appearance is not the same as substance. And when businesses act on a wrong advice, the cost can be catastrophic. We all know that. So that's exactly why platforms like Kyoho are critical. So they serve as a safeguard, filtering out the noise and ensuring that the clients don't get fast information, but reliable guidance from people who have the credentials and track record to back it up. In this new era, verification is no longer optional, it's a necessity for sure.
I have one very interesting question for you. If you had to capture the role of Kyoho in this AI driven landscape in just one sentence, how would you put it?
Yeah, I would say Kyoho is the trust filter for the age of AI. There are many platforms in the market, Archita, who have been working like for the last 10, 12 years. I have seen them; they don't have that competence of even kind of taking the trust filter to the next level. But we all know that artificial intelligence delivers speed, right? We all know that now. But Kyoho ensures that what you act on is credible, it's human, and actually context specific, right? And Kyoho is actually setting up the standard for a global trust network where expertise is actually authenticated, amplified by technology, and accessible at extremely large scale. So laying the foundation for a confident interconnected consulting ecosystem. So Kyoho is actually the trust infrastructure of the AI era, to be honest. So transforming information into a verified actionable expertise. AI delivers speed, but Kyoho ensures reliability. In a world awash with information but starved for trust, that distinction to me is definitely everything.
Alright, that was very great, but let's get practical for a minute. If I'm a consultant listening in right now, the question is how do I actually use AI without undermining my own value?
You should offload the grunt work, to be honest. So use AI to draft content, automate repetitive tasks, and process first level data, but never outsource your judgment, Archita. So thinking of AI as your analyst and not your advisor will be the right way of execution, right? So then spend your energy where it matters: client conversations, contextual strategy building, and change management. So those are the areas where human expertise remains irreplaceable, and that's where human intelligence will always supersede the machine level artificial intelligence.
That's such a clear distinction. AI as analyst, not advisor. Okay, so my next question is what's one mistake you think consultants should absolutely avoid with AI?
Blind trust, Archita. So AI is brilliant, but it's fallible. We all know it can hallucinate, it can reflect bias and miss nuance. Consultants who passively accept AI output risk losing credibility. The rule is simple. AI drafts while humans can direct. Validation is the non-negotiable aspect of the technology world right now.
And on the flip side, what's the one way AI can actually help consultants grow their practices?
I see it by scaling capacity. So to be honest, so AI frees you from repetitive work, letting you serve more clients or deeper, dive deeper into the strategic initiatives. So it's coupled with platforms like Kyoho, you can extend reach and impact in ways that were previously, even impossible to even think.
Okay, so let's just zoom out for a second. Say 5 years from now, what does consulting actually looks like in AI era to you?
Consulting will always be hybrid. So to be honest, AI actually, although it can handle mechanics, humans can orchestrate meaning and change. The consultants of tomorrow will be partly strategists, technologists, trusted advisor rolled into one. Those who master the fusion of algorithmic efficiency and human judgment will define the next generation of consulting.
Okay. And what about the younger consultants or students coming into this field now? What does this mean for them? What is your advice for them?
So technical competence alone won't be enough. That's what I believe. So soft skills, empathy, persuasion, and critical thinking will always define careers. AI democratizes technical ability, but human skills differentiate. Platforms like Kyoho can accelerate visibility and reputation building for young consultants, giving them a launchpad to actually showing their verified expertise.
Okay. And for you personally, I have one question. What excites you most about this future?
That's a brilliant question. So I think that consulting can return to its true purpose is what I believe will always guide transformation. And to me personally, because transformation means a lot, so AI clearly can help in reducing the noise. So humans can guide change. This isn't about a replacement, Archita. To be honest, it's an evolution for all of us. And evolution always opens up new opportunities and new era of change.
That is so right. So before we wrap up, Rajiv, I want to zoom out one last time. You've spoken about AI, trust, risk, and opportunities. Where do you see platforms like Kyoho fitting into the bigger picture or consulting and decision making?
What I believe is we are entering an era of information overload. Like there are massive platforms like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and all those different AI level platforms, which has actually accelerated access, but it doesn't filter credibility from any point of view. That's where Kyoho steps in, not as a marketplace, but as an infrastructure for trust. So just as financial markets need regulators and digital payments need secure gateways, knowledge and expertise reshaped by AI require verification. Kyoho provides that. Its scalability is exciting. It's not about connecting consultants and clients today. It's about building a global model of verified expertise across industries, geographies, and technologies. So imagine a world where no decision maker questions the reliability of their advice. That's the future Kyoho is creating.
That's such a powerful vision. Kyoho not just as a platform, but almost like a piece of global infrastructure for trusted expertise.
Exactly, because at its core, consulting is all about clarity, and I believe AI, super amplifies knowledge, but only human experience can make it trustworthy. And platforms like Kyoho don't replace that. It elevates it to the next level.
Beautifully put. AI isn't the end of consulting, it's the evolution of it. And the real differentiator will always be human expertise, trust, and accountability. Rajiv, thank you for your insights. I think everyone here is leaving with a clearer view of what lies ahead. And to our audience, the question is no longer AI or consultants, it's how you'll combine the two. And that's where platforms like Kyoho step in, helping you access experts who are not just skilled but verified and trusted. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Archita.